Hey Aquarius, this is your reading for April 2021. The way I like to do this is I start with visions and then tarot and then oracle cards from there. So as far as the vision I got for you, it was basically like in the water, underwater, and it's almost like if you move seaweed or if you move like, you know, plants or whatever that's underwater, that grows underwater, and you move it out of the way, the bubbles coming up from it and like going up to the surface, the air floating up. So it's the idea of like hidden air bubbles. But a lot of times I think when you're further down in the water, like, I don't know. I don't think there's a lot of air bubbles like further down that are that small, like, unless it's just like situation based or whatever. But anyways, yeah, it was situation based or humans, but this was like just moving the seaweed and then bubbles would come up to the air, or not the air, to the surface. So yeah, so I don't know what situation you're in right now. You could be, again, it's in water, so you might be in an emotional place or an intuitive space, and it's just whenever you move things out of the way, you just notice that like the air, things from the air realm, things from, you know, that realm, thoughts maybe come up and go and just float away, kind of, maybe float to the surface. I don't know, float to the surface, even like in as a pun, not pun, but you know, the figure of speech, you know, oh, floats to the surface. Like it might just float to the surface so that, you know, things can actually come up and show. And then air, I mean, if it really goes that way, I don't know, it depends on the reading, we'll see. But if it really goes that way, I mean, air is mental and thoughts and verbal. So if it floats up, it might be that things get stirred up and then it comes out to the surface. So whenever things get moved around inside you in emotions and different things you're dealing with, it starts coming up to the surface. But you kind of just stay there, though. You stay in that state. So for some people, it might be kind of confusing because you might be lashing out or having things come to the surface, new stuff come to the surface, and other people can see it. But then you kind of still stay in your state of in the water, which I don't really associate Aquariuses with a lot of outwards emotion, at least not in that way, not in like water, not as a water sign, because Aquariuses are air signs. But you might be right now in a place of stirring up some air elements, some things that are more normally you, from a place that's more emotional and intuitive, or maybe even psychic and things like that as well. So we'll see. This is Tarot of a Moon Garden. It's like one of my favorite decks. So sometimes when I'm talking and shuffling, I don't pay attention, and I literally just put all the cards facing different ways, not even reverse, but literally front and back. So I had to stop the video and reorder them. Or not order, but you know what I mean. Yeah. Spirit, God, Universe, what messages do you have for Aquarius for the month of April, especially regarding the vision? Oh yeah, and I haven't been mentioning this in the other videos, but if you want to look up the rest of your chart to be able to check the videos for the readings for other signs you might have in your chart and other planets, I will go ahead and put the link in the description for a site. You can do that for free. Just get a free chart so you can get an understanding of what your chart looks like and which videos. Let's just do 3 cards. So the Devil, 2 of Cups, and Judgment. So I see the Devil different. Oh, there's the faces right there. I see the devil differently than some people. I see it more focused on taking responsibility for your own actions and understanding that, you know, there's consequences, but also understanding that each path leads something to different consequences or different actions, and also calling things for what they are. So it's like, instead of just having things, you know, gray area where you're not really calling something for what it is or seeing something accurately for what it is. It's a matter of calling things for what they are. 2 of Cups is it can be relational. Some of you may be dealing with a relationship situation. It can also be relational with you and just how you interact with people on one-on-one basis. And then the Judgment is a situation where it's basically you've come to a place to where you need to forgive the past and forgive different things in yourself, maybe, as well as other people. But do that in order to move on and bring a new beginning. So it's almost like the Justice card, where you change your actions and change what you're doing, or, you know, shift things to according to the results you want, the future outcome that you want. However, this is also, and it's different in the sense that it's also psychic and intuitive based. So it's also trusting your instincts and trusting your inner voice. And sometimes the things that you change, you know, it might not always seem so logical. And like with the Justice card, a lot of times it'll seem more logical. Like, okay, well, of course I'm going to change this so that this happens instead. But Judgment, sometimes things aren't so cut and dry. It's funny, both of these cards are very not cut and dry type. I mean, it is cut and dry, but it's an element of calling things for what they are. And sometimes in this card, when you get this card, it's showing that you're not calling things for what they are and you're not taking responsibility. I really feel like this is like 2 people, and it's like 1 cup is this person, 1 cup's that person, and 2 people coming together. And like I said, this can be relationship, this can just be the way you interact with this person, where you're coming in with the, okay, well, anything goes, and let's just have fun for the moment, and let's just go with it. And I just feel like there's a lot of backlash in that. You might not realize it, but there might be a lot of backlash from that fun you're having or where you're coming from. And even here, like this person, and then this person is coming with the, okay, well, I need to change things. Like, I don't want the same outcome that always happens. And so I need to follow my intuition, and I need to change things, and I need to forgive things. And maybe part of it's forgiving you for you coming in that way. And you may be this person, or you may be this person. I mean, it depends. I mean, it also, sometimes it's, you know, with the tarot, you read the energy of a person, but I might be reading the energy of the person that's on you, that energy of the other person. So this might be you, this might be you, either way. But yeah, it's a matter of like you coming in with this energy of, oh, anything goes and all that. And then this other energy of, well, you know, I need to make changes, and I need to, yeah, it just really feels like an unbalanced union. Even in these 2, like this person, okay, so I know this is on this side and this is on this side, but I feel like this is this person and this is this person. And so it's almost like the butterflies also correspond. And I feel like this butterfly is like really pretty and beautiful, but I feel like it's kind of peacocking, where it's like doing a dance. It's like trying to like get the attention. So you might be, or this person might be trying to get the attention by being like, oh, I can do whatever I want and I'm good. And like, you know, like let's, you know, just focus on fun right now. And they're trying to maybe even lure the other person in by not caring about consequences, by not feeling like they need to be chained down to, well, either relationships or chained down to the consequences of their actions. And you're coming in, if this is you, or this person is coming in with, you know what, I need to forgive people, I need to forgive myself, and I want to move forward. I want to be different.
So you might still be trying to have fun, or the person, you know, you're with might be still just trying to have fun and not take things seriously. And then, well, you know, the other person is saying, well, you know, I don't want to come with that anymore. I don't want to come into this union like that anymore. And so it's this like imbalance in the union, really, is what I'm seeing. The moon's right there, and the moon's right there too. It's interesting. Well, I mean, the moon's right there too. It's 2 different cycles. Duh. Sorry. But it is. It's a matter of cycles too, because it's like you might feel like this right now. And some of you, this might not be always your mode. Like it might just be where you're at right now, because you just want to like take a break and you just want to enjoy yourself and do you and do whatever and not really have to worry about consequences. But other times you might be more a little bit focusing on consequences. And there's just a really weird dynamic situation here. But there's like a pull. There's a pull between things, a pull in this. And I don't mean pull like pulling, but like a tension. Because one person wants one thing and the other person wants the other thing. And you guys are trying to come together and wondering like, is this even possible? And some of you, there might be kids involved. There might be a kid situation where it's like you feel like these 2 options, these 2 ways to come about and be together isn't working in, you know, responsibility when you have a family to deal with and you have all this stuff. So it's like you're really trying to balance things and figure out if you can still work together, but you're coming from a totally different place than the other person. Either, no matter who you are. If you're this person, you're coming from a different place. If you're this person, you're coming from a different place. I mean, cups is emotional and like these, so it's like you're tied. And then so as far as with the vision, it's like it's a different place. It's literally you're in the water, and as you move things around, or you know, as the seaweed moves or things move, like then the air bubbles come up and they rise to the surface. So it's like things are starting to show their colors. So you might be like, oh, let's just have fun, let's just do this, let's do that, but things are showing their colors. Things, the intentions or the consequences are starting to show their colors. I mean, that's one way to look at it for some of you. And then others of you, it's a situation where literally like you're in your stuff, you're in, not in your element, because like I said, water's not really your element, but you're in this place that you're choosing to be right now, this state. And some of you, maybe it's like that. Yeah. And as you move the plants, or as the plants move, air, which is like thoughts and, you know, ideas and, you know, air element basically moves up to go back to where it belongs, because it goes into the air, it goes up to the air, it floats up, but it leaves. But it was originally in the water, so it was like trapped in the water. So it feels like some of you are really like you're coming together like this, and the more you've come to this place, you or the other person has come to this place, yeah, the more you come to this place, the more you've realized that you guys are on 2 totally different pages, that literally you're in the water and air comes out, and like, you know what I mean? So things are coming to the surface, and it's showing you that it's really weird, because it's almost like one was existing inside the other, because the air is existing in the water, the air bubbles. It's almost like, but it's like not within itself, so it feels trapped probably until it leaves, until it floats up. But it's almost like one's existing inside the other. So I feel like this one is like more the level-headed, and this is being called to be more level-headed, but this person hasn't been. And that element was kind of existing in, well, it's more like this, so this is covering it up, inside the other. And so now this one's starting to try to like come up and go to the surface to where this is going to show. And now as it shows, they're not going to work together anymore. But when this was hidden, when these intentions were the intentions for forgiving and moving on, and in order to forgive something in yourself or other people, you have to admit that it hurt in the first place. You have to admit that it was a problem in the first place. This isn't about admitting problems. This is about needing to, yes, But when you're in this state, you're not admitting it. You're just seeing yourself as a victim. A victim if you're actually feeling problems, or you're just focusing on the fun and just wanting to numb yourself. So it's like, in doing that, like, that was what was seen. And I was like, well, of course, okay, the bubbles are hidden in the water. And then as soon as it comes out, and it's like, well, one, it rises above, so it's like going in its own element. But even it's like being seen as two totally different things. Now you're literally seen as air element and water element. You're not seen as, you can't mix air and water together. And that's kind of what you guys were trying to do, is you guys were trying to mix air and water together. And ultimately, if you mix air and water, you just get water pouring in an air area. So it's like, and now it floats up, because when you move things around, when things move around to be able to be seen, it floats up, and suddenly you notice these are two distinct individuals. These are two distinct vibrations, focuses, mentalities, motives, and each one goes to its path. So this stays in the water and this stays in the air. I mean, not saying this is always in the water, but just in this circumstance with your guy, with this reading, this person is, it feels like this person is, it might be addictions, it might be just, like I said, peacocking, trying to show off how free they can be, but they're kind of getting stuck in this pattern of not knowing when to stop trying to show off, not knowing when to stop trying to be something they're not, or not knowing when to stop trying to hide. Because when you're peacocking, are you really showing yourself, or are you hiding and putting on an elaborate costume so that you can, you know what I mean? You're not showing for your inside, it's for your outside. So that's the thing. This person's really operating in that. It's almost like they're operating in that emotional. They're operating in that. And it's not because they're being emotional, but because they're being so driven by their emotions and allowing that to just let them be consumed in this, and this whole cycle of, I'm a victim and I can't leave, even though there's no chains actually chaining them there. They're choosing it. So, okay, and then as far as the oracle cards for you guys, I hope that's resonating so far. It's kind of it's a different reading. I'm using the Oracle of the Fairies deck. Spirit Guide Universe, what message do you have for Aquariuses for the month of April? Especially in regards to the vision and the message so far. What message and advice do you have for Aquarius for the month of April? I mean, if this is you, you're in a good place. It's just you're starting to see the vibrations of what you've surrounded yourself in, and you're starting to notice that they're different than you in the way of like their path and what they even want in life. I think I'm just gonna pull one card right now. Moon energy. Moon. Well, I mean, yeah, it's tarot, a moon garden, but surrender to the natural ebb and flow of life. If you're feeling confused, this fairy comes to calm emotions and reassure you that peace of mind is possible. So yeah, I feel like what it's saying is, you know, because this isn't surrendering to the ebb and flow. This isn't shining. Like, see, her wings are shining beautifully. You know, like it's a natural glow. This isn't doing that though. So when you come out and you're yourself and you're your best self, like you're surrendering to that higher vibration. So even if the higher vibration does this to you, where this person stays in the bottom and you stay at the top, even if it does this to you where you stay at the bottom, or I mean they stay at the bottom and you stay at the top, for those of you that this is you and that's them, surrendering to that is not going and hiding yourself back.
or thinking there's something wrong because these things are coming to the surface, or trying to hide it. Surrendering to that is allowing that to come out, allowing yourself to see things for what they are. And allowing your peace of mind, because it says showing the peace of mind is possible, your peace of mind not to be dependent on where they are. So some of you, even if it's not a relationship, like a romantic relationship situation, some of you, maybe it's a family situation, and it's a matter of really not letting this destroy you, because you're rising above that and you're starting to see that you don't have to be that. You might have been really similar before, or you thought you were alike, and now it's, you know, asking you to be true to yourself and stay on your path. Let's pull this one as well. Spirit, God, Universe, what do you have message-wise for Aquarius for the month of April? Hope, yeah. Hope is always there. Even if we can't see it, optimistic expectations can help change a negative situation into a positive one. Too, there's the bird there, and it's a matter of, yeah, you need to have hope in your situation, and hope that, you know, just because it looks, maybe it looks lonely, maybe this person's stuck here and you're up there and you're like, this is lonely now, I thought we were together. You know, you have to have hope in the situation so that you can stay strong and you can stay on your path. And if they come up, they come up. Otherwise, if they fall, if they stay down, that's their choice. You can't focus your energy and your joy, or not joy, but you can't lose your joy because of that, because you two, one of you is doing this and one of you is that. So I hope that resonates. It was kind of a different reading. Let me know what does and what didn't. You know, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. I'm going to be trying to put more pick-a piles throughout the month as well, and just monthly doing these tarot readings as well. So I'm just going to try to do some more posting in general. But yeah, as always, my intention is that you receive it when you're supposed to, no later, no sooner, and right when you're gonna, basically when you're willing to hear the message, and you can use that. So I hope this helps, and thank you. See you next time.